everybody, welcome back. Today I am giving you a delicious version for mac and cheese. There are so many ways to make a vegan mac and cheese. Today I'm showing you one of them and we'll go over the others in future videos. The base for this mac and cheese we're making today are going to be some pre-soaked cashews, which is going to give us that creamy base, and a sweet potato. For our cashew base, we're just going to need to previously soak some raw cashews in water, and then we just drain and rinse them with fresh water. Alternatively, if you forgot to pre-soak your cashews ahead of time, you can also boil them for 12 minutes. And now I'm going to peel and dice a sweet potato. There are many ways in which you could cook this sweet potato. You could roast it whole until tender in the oven, or the quickest way is to steam it. I've added some water to a pot, and then on top of that, I've added a steamer basket, and you need a tight fitting lid. And here we're gonna add our sweet potato cubes and turn on our stove on high and let those cubes steam until they are fork tender. At this stage, you'll also want to bring a very large pot of water to a boil to cook your pasta. I've set up my steamer basket and my pot of water behind me here. We're also going to saute some onions and garlic in a bit of olive oil with a pinch of salt in a pan until lightly golden. We're going to add ample salt to the water where we're going to cook our pasta, and add macaroni or any type of pasta that you like for mac and cheese. And we are also going to check on our sweet potatoes. These should be ready in about 7 to 8 minutes. Until they're fork tender, leave them in there and then we take them out. While our pasta is cooking, we're going to very quickly assemble our sauce. So first we add our sweet potato. We're also going to add the soaked cashews and our onion and garlic mixture. We need to season, of course, with some freshly ground pepper and salt, and always do this to taste. We're going to get a chance to taste that and adjust it as we go along. Now, I like to add a few more additions in terms of flavor. So I'm adding some Dijon mustard, some tomato paste, which is gonna help us create that gorgeous orange color, but also add lots of depth of flavor and some umami flavor as well. And if you have it on hand, or it's easy for you to find it, some annatto paste will really brighten the color of this dish. It's optional. You don't have to purchase it only for this dish if you don't have it. But if it's easy for you to find, it will just turn this the most lovely orange color, and it's just great. We also need that cheesy factor in the form of lots of nutritional yeast. We're gonna add a tiny squeeze of lemon just for that zing. And the liquid to help our machine run is going to be some vegetable stock. Alternatively, you can also pop a vegetable bouillon cube in here and the same amount of water, or just use plain water. And I'm also gonna teach you another trick by reserving some of the pasta cooking water in a second. Let's blend until creamy. Our pasta is almost done cooking, and before you drain it, I want you to grab some of that pasta cooking liquid. It's not only going to be hot and warm up our sauce right here in our blender, but it's also going to be the final amount of liquid we need to get this totally creamy. It has a little bit of starch in it, which is also gonna thicken our sauce, and we can do all that by just adding some to the blender. Only add it slowly as needed until you get a creamy, cheesy sauce consistency. This is the texture that I love. You can get it a little bit runnier as well, but I love a very thick cream to get into that macaroni. I just tasted it, and it needs a final touch of salt and pepper. We blend again, and it's ready to be combined with our pasta. I have my macaroni here, which I just drained and added right back to that pot. And I'm gonna add our sauce and we mix. To top our mac and cheese bowls, one thing I love to add is what I call my almond parm. And this is just ground almonds mixed with some salt. And it just adds that nice texture that we love in Parmesan cheese. And it just gives it that gorgeous look. You can skip this if you just want to dig into the mac and cheese just as it is. But I love the extra saltiness that it adds. We always need some freshly ground pepper, in my opinion. And although I made this recipe for those of you who might not have access to vegan cheeses, because of course using vegan cheeses is another way of making mac and cheese, and we'll teach you that in another video. But if you'd like to, if you have it at home, you can always top with a little bit of vegan cheese. That's it. One way of making mac and cheese, more to come. All that's left is to dig in. Oh my goodness. That is so creamy, tangy, so good.